I just I just want to say that I just want to say that I'm a little disappointed with us as the American people. I'm disappointed because how did it boil down to just Trump and Harris in terms of we had other candidates that we didn't go out and educate ourselves, that we really as the American people boiled it down to them two, knowing good and well neither of them are fit. And I don't want to hear anybody talking about Trump could do a better job, because no, we know he can't. And I want to tell you something. I want to say something. Right now we're in a little bit of economic issues. When Trump ran in his first term, we didn't have those issues. He could not prove to himself. No, we weren't in any type of frenzy at all. We weren't in any type of frenzy. So for me personally, people are saying, oh, he's going to help change the economic state of our country. To me, there was no proof. There's no proof that he can. I'm not saying he can't, but there's no proof that he can. And not only that, when he got up there into the national debate, he's talking about he has a concept of a plan. No, I don't like hearing words like that. Let me tell you something that I learned studying politics. If a politician, whoever's running for whatever office, does not have 3 things of their agenda, and cannot give you 3 definitive things of how they're going to do something and when they're going to do it and why they're going to do it, they're not the people for us. Those 2 were not the people for us. I don't even know how it boiled down to them. I really don't. There were so many other candidates. Let me tell you something. I feel like if Nikki Haley didn't come with talking about she's going to raise the retirement age to 70, which I feel like that's the whole Republican Party's agenda. They see America as a business. They don't see us as people, and I wish people would realize that. I'm not saying Republicans are bad. Republican values are not bad. But the Republican Party as a whole, they don't got values anymore. They run this country like a business. And I'm telling you something. But if she didn't come and say that, I would have voted for her, because she has some legitimate points. But anyway, I just want to say, how did it boil down to those 2? And not only that, neither of them understand the American person. You thinking Trump? We're not even going to talk about Harris, because we know that she was a little bit crazy. She couldn't even complete whole sentences half the time. She was just as bad as Joe Biden. But you think Trump, and I'm talking to people out here who work in factories, who probably work in fast food chains. You think Trump understands you? I don't care if he went and bagged a few fries at McDonald's. You think he understands waking up at 4, 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning, working a job, standing there for 9 to 12 hours a day? You think he understands what it's like to skip meals due to the inflation that's going on? No. None of those Republicans, none of those Democrats know what that is like. And I want everybody to understand this. When the Founding Fathers created this country, they feared the power of many more than they feared the power of one. Because you know what? They understood. They had seen. They knew the French Revolution. They knew about that. They understood that if the people get together, if they unite, we're going to have trouble on our hands. They fear the power of many more than they fear the power of one. Sorry. And I want you to take that in consideration every time I think. Let me tell you something. I know I say that a lot, but these politicians are getting to your emotions. And when you're thinking with emotion, you're not thinking with your head. And we get like that a lot as people. That's just who we are. That's who we are. They're scaring you. They're putting fear into you. They're dividing you. Why can't we come to that understanding? Neither of them were good, but they pulled at our emotions. They pulled at our heartstrings. They put fear into us. And I'm still scared now. Neither of them were a good candidate for us. Why did we let this happen? Our grandparents, I feel like, were more rational than us. Politicians are telling us, oh, it's all the immigrants' fault. It's all the LGBTQ people's fault. It's all the people with the guns' fault. No, it's the federal government's fault. People are talking about, oh, well, if these immigrants weren't here, we'd have better jobs. No, I'm sorry. They see this country as a business. They don't care. I know people still make $8 an hour. The federal minimum wage is only $7.25. Those Republicans don't care. Those Democrats do not care about us. I'm just trying to say that, I don't know. Are we living in a dystopian world? Are we confused? Have we lost ourselves along the way as American people? Have we lost ourselves? Oh, it just confuses me. And I keep trying to tell my mother that. I keep trying to tell other people that. These people do not care about you. They're not going to do anything to help change your lives. We're electing people that do not care about us. We need Eisenhowers. We need Roosevelts. At this point, give me a Bill Clinton. I don't even know anymore. My mama said she'd take older Bush. You know, people think that, remember when Donald Trump got shot in the ear? Teddy Roosevelt got shot in the side and did an 8-minute speech. Donald Trump, a lot of time Republicans too talk about, oh, we care about our veterans, then why are they all homeless? Why are you not helping homeless veterans? Oh, we care about the children. We want you to keep your children, so as taxpayers, if I'm working, why can't I apply for social services? Make that make sense. And Democrats, they always want to make somebody a victim. I ain't no victim. I just want to say that. I feel like we're just losing ourselves because we don't know the values of our party. We rather run as we see more important. We value more the party than we value the values, the morals. And let me tell you something. These Republicans, they ain't got no morals or values in me. They say they're Christians. They say they believe in God. Jesus wouldn't do this. I don't care what anybody says. Jesus would not act like this. Jesus would not act like this. Democrats, they're too broad. I don't know what to say about them. There's too much going on with them. But I'm gonna tell you something. Sometimes they cause a little bit too many more problems that we don't need. I don't believe people can be cats and dogs because we're human beings. I'm sorry. Maybe you want to be called a he or him or she or her, but I'm not calling you they, them. I'm not calling you them, her, and I'm not calling you no cat, dog. I'm sorry. Sometimes the Democrats, they got their own issues. I feel like personally, the Democrats are looking too far ahead into the future for some reason. An illogical, irrational future. But I feel like Republicans, they're too enthralled on tradition. They're like, it's important to keep tradition, but some of them, like, it's okay to change, and I feel like they're instilling a fear of change into their people. I feel like that's the case. I just feel like that's the case. I just don't understand how it boiled down to Kamala and Donald when there were other candidates. There was Jill Stein, there was Cornelius West, there was one of the Kennedys. How did we feel that they were the most important? And what never made any sense to me either is, why do they never get any type of national debate coverage? You know, the Republicans, they get their debate, and then we pick one out, we say, oh, they're the best. The Democrats have their debate, we pick one out, then they say, oh, that one's the best. And then we get the Democrat and the Republican together, and we then decide at the voting poll who's the best. But why don't we ever put the third-party candidates up there during the national debate? It just don't make no sense to me. It never made any sense to me. There are other candidates. That's all I have to say for right now. Because there's nothing, I can't keep beating a dead horse. All I just wanted to ask is, how did we get to this? How did we get to so much division, so much polarization, to where we can't even come to an agreement anymore? Where people are thinking just so illogically because they're only thinking with emotion. I don't know. You had to tell me, because you just had to tell me.